there's some clarity that I would be very happy if you can bring to bear on this, because we've heard different people say different things. Whose idea was it to do this thank you tour? And I'll tell you why I'm asking this question maybe at some point. Whose idea was it to do this thank you tour? One. Two, whose idea was it to bring along the other parties that contested with the former vice president and the former presidential candidate of the MPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia? Whose idea was it that, look, come along and let's do this thank you tour? And then the third question is, what was supposed to be the plan? So was it a case that when you go on this thank you tour, everybody's supposed to talk? And you don't, was there sort of like was there a conclave where it is agreed who to say what and for how long and so on? What really was the structure organizationally? So for me, those are the three key questions that I have for you. And I need to set the record straight on this matter.
So first and foremost, thank you tours are not new to us.
Okay.
So we're not reinventing the wheel.
Right.
We have been doing thank you tours for God knows how long.
Okay.
I have been on a whole number of thank you tours.
Right.
With the past president, Nana Donakwe Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
Past presidential candidates and even the former president, John Agyapong Thank had cause to do thank you tour. Now, the rationale is that across the 16 regions, 276 constituencies, you have party offices from police station all the way up the structure, electoral area, constituency executives, regional, and so on and so forth. The student wing, TESCON. People have been on the field, working their hearts out, sometimes with little or no resources, just determination in their hearts, strength of their minds. So it is certainly an appropriate thing to do. After elections, you go out and appreciate their effort, whether you make it or not. And in 2008, when we didn't win, we did a thank you tour, and subsequent elections as well, until we won in 2016, and we still did a thank you tour to appreciate party people, and of course, Ghanaians in general, because people queued to vote. You understand? So it is nothing new. In fact, the current president himself has been doing thank you tour for some time now. I don't know if he's concluded his thank you tour or not. And it's been the fashion and it's been a tradition really in the country. So first and foremost, it was something we needed to do. If you take the modus, how we have done it over the period, you would have realized that the presidential candidate leads a thank you tour, goes to do a thank you tour. And sometimes the party tags along. The presidential candidate will write officially, make an announcement that I've been backing on the thank you tour, and the regions are notified, put together for the lead, for the presidential candidate to come and engage and go. This time around, the party was more involved in the planning of the thank you tour.
Okay. Which is different from what I've existed in the past.
Deviation from the past.
Okay.
And the reason was that politics is a bit fluid. The dynamics change all the time.
Yeah.
So today, if we want to stay put with the same narrative, that is like 10 years ago or so, or even 20 or 30 years, you may not necessarily achieve the same purpose. So we thought that why don't we change it a little bit? Also, one of the factors that worked against us severely in the last election was lack of unity in the party.
Okay.
So we thought that why don't we somewhat unite around a purpose, a thank you tour. The presidential candidate, the national party, and magnanimous enough, the presidential candidate said, I don't mind the other people who contested with me coming, on the tour as well.
Okay.
For all of us to go and get this job done. But of course,
So this was Dr. Mahmoud Bamia's idea.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
He mooted it.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
that's
That-
fine.
I don't mind that the other people,
Okay.
are coming on board to go with me to do the thank you tour, so that it shows a united front.
Right.
Because our party people were looking to see, how leadership will react in the face of the defeat. And we also wanted to show that, look, we are not broken. Up here, we are quite a united front. Kennedy Agyapong is still a party member, a stalwart of the party. All the other people contested, all are involved for us to reorganize the party, re-engineer it, restructure it, and go, into another election. So it was with some good intention, thoughts that, we came out with the idea. But of course, planning, at the top and, operationalizing it on the ground, there's usually, gap. So when we got to the ground, it became a little bit, different. We didn't encourage it though, because I don't want to see an atmosphere of competition now. We will get there. We will certainly get to the period where everybody who has interest in running for the flag bearership of the party have the opportunity to go around and meet the delegates. That one, nobody in the NPP will stop anyone. It is open to anybody who feels that I have what it takes to be president. Once you qualify per, the dictates of the constitution and that of the party. If you have the ability to, why not? You go around and campaign in the 16 regions, in the constituencies, and if you are so favored by delegates, they vote for you. So it's like it's like a storm in a teacup. Some of the things I have read, and our thank you tour has turned chaotic and so on and so forth. Look, some of the regions, when we got there, if you see the Kamadari, the Esperedi Corps that party people gathered, you'll be amazed, because this is the first time in most of the regions the party structure is coming together to meet, have discussions, and even understand some of the things that went into, the defeat.
Okay.
And we're quite magnanimous enough to even tease out bits and pieces of, the reasons, for our people to chew and ponder on.
All right. As part of the planning of this event, was everybody supposed to talk? Was everybody supposed to give a speech?
What is the purpose of people coming and not talking?
Okay.
They are not caricatures.
So assuming all...
But you cannot
have been 7.
predict what the person will say.
Okay.
When you are giving me a mic, you don't know what I will say.
But that isn't that the more reason why perhaps it should have just been the former presidential candidates just doing the talking, so that everybody else, because once they see the entourage with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, isn't that enough? Must everybody talk?
Well, that became a subject for discussion.
Okay.
Yes, whether everybody should speak. And there are 2 different schools of thought within the group. But at the end of the day, I appreciate the decision that Kennedy Agyapong took, that I will withdraw, because...
and the reason I'm asking this question, because I'm sure that you're privy to the altercation between Abronye DC and Kennedy Agyapong.
Yes. I was there.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there.
That's why I was asking whether... Why did you allow everybody to talk, to give a speech? Anyway, but you said it was debated and it looks like majority felt that everybody should talk.
I'll still give you...
that's fine.
I'll still give the same answer. When somebody's taking the mic, you don't know what the person will say.
Yeah, but you see...
But of course...
Salam, just don't get me wrong. I'm thinking that for a political party like the NPP, having been around for a very long time, it's a very experienced political party, it's a big political party. You should by now know the profile of everybody. By now, you should know the profile of everybody.
No.
When I say everybody,
in doing so.
No. So do you know why? No, sorry. When I say everybody, obviously I'm not talking in absolute terms. So here we're talking about the persons who have come along. I mean, these are people whose DNA, people whose behavior, character, everything is known publicly. We know how they talk and what they say. And that's why I kept asking whether whose decision was it to allow everybody to give a speech.
But be it as it may, first of all, you cannot go to a region. Of course, now I understand Mangana.
Yes.
First and foremost, you can't go to a region and say that the regional chairman should not speak.
Why not?
The regional chairman of the...
It is Dr. Mahmoud Bamia's thank you tour.
Of course.
With a tacit support from the party.
Mangana.
Naji.
You cannot go to a region, he knows it, with the political actors, and tell the regional chairman that Baka Mangana, you won't talk.
Okay.
You can't do it. He's convening a meeting for you. You understand?
There's a challenge
Every
there.
single meeting at the national level is chaired by the national chairman of the NPP.
Okay.
So you cannot tell the chairman not to speak to his people that he has convened for you to come and speak.
Okay.
Of course, if you want to juxtapose it to the past, we can have discourse on it. But like I said, new thinking, new era.
Yeah.
Look, today, I tell people that our politics has changed so much that if you are stuck to the old mentality, you will get a lot of things wrong.
Okay.
Today, we are in the period of even Gen Alphas, even gradually moving from Gen Zs. We, the millennials, are a bit even different now.
Yeah.
You know, from millennials to Gen Zs to Gen Alphas, all the mix make politics so different today.
Okay.
That if you're not thinking constantly and you want to be stuck in your old ways, you may be undone.
What's the just some peripheral questions that I want to ask them. What's the status of Dr. Jahonya Utamaklo, the MPP? Because
he's excommunicated from the party.
Dr. Utamaklo is no member of the
he's
party.
not a member of the MPP. He's not.
Oh, so I was going to quote something he said, but now you're saying he's not a member of the party.
He's not a member of the party.
Since when did you sack him?
Years back, I can pull. In fact, there's been a release on it. So I'm surprised that media houses still call him
a founding member.
A founding member, or
but even if you sacked him, it still makes
to comment on MPP matters. This is a person who publicly said that he has left the MPP because of President John Dramani Mahama and his nephew Ibrahim Mahama.
He said that?
Oh yes.
Where? Oh, Doctor, no, I'm not aware. That's what I'm asking. Where?
Are you sure?
He said that?
I am Google Mbaka.
Where? But he's left MPP.
Yes. There's
Because
automatic forfeiture of
John Mahama.
There's automatic forfeiture. The very day you endorse a candidate, other than the one the party sponsors.
Oh, so but then that's your interpretation.
I'm coming. No, it's not my interpretation. I said I'm telling you, there is a written release excommunicating him from the party.
Really?
Yes, there is. We have said it.
I'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
to
put
see
it for
that.
you. Don't worry.
Yeah, but he's been commenting on your party.
Yeah, it's his own matter.
Okay,
I
so
find it shameful.
Oh, how?
Very shameful. You are not a member of the party. Don't pretend to be. If you want to be a member of the party, then write back to the party that, I was once a member of the party and I left. I so wish to return. Then, you're taken through the process.
So when he says, for instance, that it appears that the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is taking the leadership, it's like he's leading the MPP, and that Stephen Ntim should rise up to the occasion and lead because he's now the leader of the party. You're saying we should take it with a pinch of salt because he's no more a member of the party?
Take it with a pinch of salt. Because he's no more in the party, he doesn't even understand how the party, is today.
Okay.
At any point in time, the national chairman of the MPP is the leader of the party. At any point in time.
Professor Jampo says your party has lost its soul because of the caliber of people that you've recruited to lead your party.
It's my good friend, Professor Jampo, that has lost his soul since he went into government.
Oh, he's lost his soul?
Yeah, he's lost his soul. He's lost his mojo.
Okay. All right.
The mojo is no more there.
Okay. All right.
You see, the guy wants to talk about Galamsey matters, he's not able to talk because if he does, he'll be sacked.
Okay.
He's lost his mojo. He's lost his soul.
All right.